damage pattern looks like, or basically where someone of Mr. O'Keefe's height arm would contact the rear tail light.
And also the family of the perpetrator. Going forward, we Mogans are choosing to put our energy and focus into honoring Maddie's too short life.
I mean, like, you can't remember my name. I don't remember.
What is no big deal to us is a big deal to these litigants, right?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Source and Order. I go by the name of Hines, your friendly neighborhood Ketchup man, and this is Ketchup Court, where we make trials a lot more fun here, a lot more digestible. We break things down to a T so that hopefully you guys can follow along and catch the nuances that maybe appears in a trial. But without further, listen, this trial, Monica Sementilli, we've been covering it now for the last, I would say 4 weeks now. We are on the week 4 recap, and in my honest opinion, I think some of you that may have been following from episode, I believe we started on episode 3. Some of you that may be following from there, I was kind of skeptical as to how this became a guilty verdict just based on the opening statements. It was quite long, and I know that they presented a lot of facts and a lot of some of the things that they're going to show during trial, and I was like, okay, it happens. You know, the prosecution are going to introduce what they feel, say some things on the opening statements, and sometimes they don't follow up. And I'm not saying that that's what happened with this case. I'm saying that sometimes that happens in other trials. And I'm pleasantly surprised because I just did not see the play. And if you tuned in last week, you will know exactly why I'm very surprised. The week before, I was kind of seeing the seeds being laid and kind of noticing the key points that they were building when they brought in the family. But it's just unfolding right in front of me, and I can't wait to get into it with all of you. So yeah, without further, we are gonna go into the part 2 of the week 4 recap, which, because it was very long, they had a lot of the key evidence dumped in 1 week, and I just had to unpack it all because the analyst, the data analyst that we went through last week, I believe, just forgot his name unfortunately, but he went through all of the communications, etc., and we broke all that down last week. I'm going to bring it up back up when we go into it on the show. But this week is when the undercover operative is literally going in. So Jesus Christ, cannot wait. But I do believe that there is a reason why the defense they started with their theory. So I am definitely going to get into why I believe that the defense are started with their theory and some of the missteps that they have made on that they have made along the way. But so I'm gonna get into this trial, as well as give an update into one of our Ketchup indictments that actually ended up in a real indictment. So we are gonna bring an update to that. So without further, let's get into it. This is the Monica Sementilli week 4 part 2 recap. Let's go.
Baker was talking to Sementilli. Hey, we got this, Mercedes, we got this.
We knew that the suspects left through the garage, to the kitchen door into the garage. It seemed very unlikely that you would look around and look way up here and see a DVR in a garage.
One second.
So it seemed...
Stop, I'm talking.
Okay, that's what's coming up. If you can hear me, by the way, let me know, because I have moved things around a little bit. You may not see my mic like you usually do, or kind of trying to get it to sound a bit more crispier. But yeah, welcome, random girl. I see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, Deva in the intro. That's just to give you a flavor of what the show is about, because it's about those moments that just makes you cringe, cringe when you see it happen in real time. But yeah, so like it suggests in the intro, there is a lot of testimony that has been testified to, especially with Chris Gable. We're gonna focus on him as well as Detective Balderrama. We are gonna start with him. So before we do start, hit that like button, because I always forget to ask, but it is very important because it really does help us out, especially with the algorithm, especially with getting this stream featured and out there. It does help. So if there's any way you can support and like what we do, hitting the like button is definitely one of the ways that you can help us do that. So okay, let's get into it, because now we have to talk about this particular trial. So before I go into the first detective, I just want to say the poll that we did last week of the next trial that we're going to cover, it ended with MA versus Christine Ritchie. So we're gonna do another poll next week. Next month. But MA versus Christine Ritchie is the next case that we are going to be diving into. So let's continue on with the Monica Sementilli case, because, like I said, this is when Detective Balderrama, cool name. So it sounds Colombian. If he is from Colombia, I have no idea. But yeah, so he is the one that was the witness after. I forgot the guy's name, but he is the data analyst that I was mentioning, that he testified. So So just putting up my notes, Curtis Davis. That's it. Curtis Davis is the data analyst I was referring to. He is the one that was giving testimony all of last week to show all of the Instagram posts that Monica was making. He also showed the communications on Facebook with Robert Baker's friends, Baker's friends interaction and talking about Monica, etc. So he was showing all of those facts. He was also showing the cell phone data that was going through, that showed that the relationship between Monica and Baker began way earlier than I thought, because I personally thought this may have been something that has been happening probably in a summer fling or something like that, probably like 4 months into the murder or something like that. But no, it was actually quite a long time. It was established with Curtis Davis that it actually started sometime in January 2016, probably earlier, because that's when I believe he first went to the house. I'm not too sure if it was June that he first went to the house, but I believe that's when they believed that this particular relationship started. So that was pretty interesting for me, because I'm now getting like a kind of a profile to see how long this has been going on for. So it seems like it's been going on for a year. A year is a lot of emotional investment, and there are some things that came out this week that I got to see that I thought is giving a lot of nod to that. But definitely a year being together is enough to signal, at least to help with the prosecution theory. Of course, we know that it's a guilty verdict, but as you have known, I have not watched this trial, so I'm just going along, and you guys are watching it with me, and I'm just pointing out what I've seen. But anyway, so it's been a year, a lot of emotional investment there. So based on everything that's been established, we know that she was making a lot of Instagram posts based on last week. We know that she was trying to show a lot of solidarity. And now we get into the real technical part, which the state is really putting the nail in the coffin. So let's go straight into Detective Balderrama's testimony right now and see what he has to say in regards to, because he is the individual that was a bailiff when it was at one of the hearings that Monica and Baker were doing. That they had to attend with the court. I think it was sometime in October 2017. One of those hearings he had to attend, and he noticed and made a couple of observations, which is why he was called up now. He is now working for working for LA County Police, I believe. Let me just double check that for sure. He does have experience hence the name as a detective, but he was working at the time at a courtroom. I don't have his profession right down here, but anyway, moving on. Let's go on and listen to his testimony.
Keep an eye on both inmates.
Okay. During this time, was there any communications between between the defendant and Robert Baker?
Yes, there were. Baker was talking to Sementilli. Hey, we got this, Mercedes, we got this. I wasn't really paying attention to that because I was looking for hands and basically trying to get them escorted to their lockup.
What did he call her?
Mercedes.
Mercedes. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. I am going to write that down because that is extremely interesting. Let me just move down some things around. Let me just write it down. All right. He called her Mercedes. I know this is gonna happen. I know there's a reference here because I have been seeing, especially with the DVR questions. Oh, Trial Channel is here. How are you doing, Trial Channel? Thank you for that. She says the LA County Sheriff's Office. Thank you for that, Trial Channel. Welcome to the show. Always happy to see you. Something that you corrected me on last time, actually, I just remember something that you corrected me on. It kind of connects this time around, especially with Chris Gable's testimony. We are gonna get into it, but that was a nice connection that you made. Thanks for the alley. But anyway, hold up. Let me just get this out of the way. Core audio is much louder than me. All right, let me just fix that. All right, let me just fix that. All right, cool. Mercedes. That's the Mercedes. So this is the nickname for Monica by Baker. So what does that show? EM. Emotional. No, I'm thinking it should be EI, emotional investment, but I saw email by accident. But that shows a lot of emotional investment, especially with the backdrop of them being together for at least a year. Yes. Oh my gosh, you're laughing at me. Yeah, I agree. This is I agree. It does need organizing. I'm not going to front. This is I am not the most organized individual, but I think very structured. I'm very structured in my thinking, but it doesn't manifest into real life. Anyway, moving on. So let's go back into Balderrama's testimony for a second, and let's continue on with it.
In your report, did you indicate it might have been Madonna?
It could have been.
Is that what you wrote in your report?
I gotta look at my report to refresh my memory. It's been a couple years.
Madonna. All right, wait. I don't want to miss that. Madonna. All right. Madonna is also the name. Well, not also. It could be the replacement for. It could be the replacement for Mercedes. I probably might be. Let's continue.
I'm going to hand you a set of reports. You can review them. That is you.
Memories refresh.
Okay.
On page 4, I indicated it was Mercedes, we got this. And I put in quotes.
Okay. Did you indicate previously, though, you thought it could have been also Madonna?
Objection, leading.
Possibly.
Okay. So Baker was saying to the defendant, we got this.
Yes.
Okay. And at this point, were you still maintaining the distance between the defendant and her co-defendant at that time, Robert Baker?
Yes.
And what did you do?
I told him to stop talking, and then I went up to the door to open it, because Baker was actually, he was in cell number 8, which is the actual door, the lockup facility. Right as soon as you open the door to the 10th floor, his cell was right immediately to the right. And then Sementilli was all the way down the end to cell, I think it was locker number 2.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a lot of info there. I'm not too. Can you hear it now? Let me just. Okay, let me turn it back up there. How about now? Can you hear me now? It should be high. Hold up. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. So much memories with that line. I'll allow it. But yeah, I do need to. Yeah. So I do need to go on to the next part of Detective Balderrama's testimony, because that part is very important for a number of reasons, and that's because, remember the state's theory. The state's theory going back to week 1. Like, do I even have it here? No, I do not. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, going back to week 1, the state's theory was as follows. They theorized that Baker was her conspirator, and sorry, not the state's theory. That's not what I'm looking for. The defense theory. That I should say, the defense, they do admit that Baker and Monica were literally having an affair. So that was definitely there. But they said, and I quote, that Monica's affair was weird and kinky, and they even had sex with other people, but it was not theory or proof of murder, not motive for murder. And they also theorized that Baker had wanted her to leave her husband, but Monica was not happy with this and didn't want to leave. Robert Baker was the controlling one and even began stalking Monica. He was having sexual exploits with Laura McCulloch. So we might be hearing more from Laura McCulloch. I have no idea. But if you are saying, irrespective of Laura McCulloch or not, because that's just my mind going crazy and thinking that there is a lot more connection to all this, that's just, but if you're going to say that this man was harassing, that he was the one that wanted her to leave him and doing all those things, then testimony like this is just damning, because end of the day, that's just not what's happening. They're talking with one another. So clearly she's not worried about this guy. Not only that, of course, we saw last week that she continued to date him and she continued to be with him. I said last week that seems okay, because end of the day, if she decides, okay, well, he's showing me attention and making me feel good, I just lost my husband, then yeah, maybe she's subtle. And then you also heard testimony from Monica Sementilli, who testified about Baker being at the funeral and they were all discussing Sarah, and then but Monica was acting all nonchalant, etc., all of those things. So in that same week, that does not help with that theory, but you can also flip it to say that this is when Baker was making his move, because she was very vulnerable. Those arguments can be made. But this does not help. You both are in trouble, and you're talking no, I'm sorry. That just doesn't help. Let's move on to the next part, because this next testimony is just, oh gosh, everything that we were showing in regards to there being a facade and Monica playing a big part was decimated at this point, because they wouldn't, no normal person, no normal professor would be doing anything like this. Let's watch.
Name, I booked this piece of evidence, and I also put a little narrative paper containing numerical cipher message recovered from the top railing leading to the 10th floor lockup. In this,
Numerical what message?
I put
Cipher.
numerical cipher message, basically.
Encoded?
Encoded message.
Yeah. You can open this envelope and again, describe to us what's inside the envelope.
And this one was a smaller plastic baggie, and it was tightly rolled up, and it was containing one sheet of paper. Both sides were actually same type of numerical cipher, which is positive and negative numbers on both sides.
Thank you. Showing you the front side, the one side. Again, this appears to be similar to the other evidence item that we looked at, which is some type of numerical code.
Yes.
And on the back side, again, same.
Yes.
It looks like the hieroglyphics. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like I'm being. Let's move on.
Okay, I'm handing this back to you. If you could again place this coated kite into the plastic and the envelope that you booked it to. And then if you could place both of those sheriff's evidence envelopes back into the LAPD booked envelope. Have you done that?
Doing so now, ma'am.
Thank you. I have nothing further.
Let's take our morning recess for 15 minutes.
Unfortunately, I don't think there was not much that I could glean from the cross-examination. To be quite fair, I was really listening out for this particular, how they were gonna handle the whole secret code, and it just wasn't handled. It just wasn't handled, and I'm wondering what they have planned to even counter all of this evidence. Maybe they're gonna put on their own. I have no idea. But that coming out with them talking in secret codes is going to be very important as we progress, because the next witness is Chris Gable, and he was the person that was basically he took over from, I believe he took over from Detective Parshall, and he was the one that was doing the surveillance. I'm not too sure if he was heading the task force that was basically captured Monica and Robert Baker at the bar. I'm not sure if that was the same people. I'm not too sure. But he had a very senior role, and he basically took on the case in May, I believe, and he was the one that was doing the arrest. He was also the one that broke the news to Monica about Robert Baker's DNA being at the scene. So much to discuss in that one. When I say the facade is actually breaking, it's not just breaking, it's being dismantled systematically. And I just love it when your hand is not being held. You're supposed to be engaged to really spot all of this, but at the same time they don't make it hard for you to actually be engaged. And I love trials like this. I love it when the state puts on a case like this and use all the can I say lawyer acumen? That doesn't sound right, but they use all the powers that they have and not slack just because the evidence is on their side. They actually try to be creative with the evidence. But yeah, let's go on to Detective Chris Gable, and he was the one. So yeah, I'm with you on that. He's actually a character. I actually like his personality. Honest, authentic, and in my opinion, probably really likable to the jury. I hope that you guys can actually hear me now. But anyway, let me move on. So he testifies to surveilling Monica, to basically to the surveillance of Monica Sementilli on the elevator. So he was the one. Oh, hey Trey, thank you so much for joining. Hit the like button, folks. Yes, definitely, Trey. Thank you so much for that message. Listen to Trey. Very, very smart person right here. But yeah, I don't know if you're a man or a woman. Wait, no, you're a man. You're a man. you have to. Yeah, cool. Cool guy right here. So, let me move on. This was the trip to Vegas, and what Detective Paschal was able, not Detective Paschal, well, at least when he took over the investigation, he was able to extract all of this. I think it was handed over to him by the previous investigators, and they went through. That's Monica right there. I think that's them coming out and going into.
1424.
Yeah, that's her right there.
Is that the defendant walking out to business?
Yes, that's right.
So that's definitely them. Well, her checking in. I didn't really find anything. I thought it would be something as obvious as maybe they're gonna kiss at the front, all of those things. But they definitely have them. This is definitely them at the elevator, and yeah, so they definitely have the receipts from the hotel that they stayed at, so it's not really circumstantial or anything like that. Monica makes it seem like it's weird or anything like that.
Yes.
But no, it's not.
And then
Her expressions throughout this whole trial is weird, because she makes it seem like all of this is just it can be explained away, but this looks really bad. $763, and you are supposed put it into context, because from week 2, if you let me look back on the recap from week 2. That's week 4. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Anyway, this is it. From week 2, they have a call from Deborah Obad that money, that they had money all around this time. They were entitled to insurance money on all those things. It was all in this week. Then on week 3, we got to learn that the insurance needed clearance for the payout. This had to be approved. At least the order to make this needing a clearance, needing this to be a clearance, was by Camacho, I believe his name was. So he was the one that put the order for the clearance to be done. So this is it. Actually, I think you guys can see it here. So so like I said, the insurance in this week 3, was mainly about showing that was being blocked. And not only this, this testimony is going to be very well, like I know it here, because they kept mentioning the DVR, etc. They took the thieves took the DVR from the house. All of this time, from February to March, especially in week 4, this is when she was crying about the lack of money from the insurance. It was revealed at this point that they actually upgraded the DVR to be Wi-Fi capable. You can access it remotely, all those things. So that was established on week 4, not just established on week 4. Not just that, there was more testimony about her calling the workplace, which had all the employees come in, testify about her saying that she had money problems. We had the son-in-law come in to testify about even writing or co-signing for Monica to basically receive some money, and saying that she's gonna run out of money around the time of May because the money from the company is not enough. So there was pressure to get all of this money from the police, and now we are seeing the charges of upwards this amount to basically carry on the affair. Hey Brooklyn, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so wild. So with all that considered, this, and now we get to this. This is all the activity that they had. I'm not sure if they racked up extra money, because that's just charging to stay there. So I'm not sure if all of this is just extra money. I'm not gonna play through all of this, because I didn't really find anything that I thought they're gonna reference back to, or might become important later. But a lot of these receipts, like I was saying, is very, it just shows that she wasn't really having money troubles and she was lying to the detective. That is just, in my opinion, credibility damaging. And then, damaging her credibility before she even gets onto the stand. Shows Baker at the hotel, etc. But I'm not gonna go into that. What I want to go into is the testimony that Chris Gable gave in regards to the Viber communications that both Baker and Gable were having. Look, listen. Also, guys, if you guys believe I have missed something or anything like that, let me know in the chat quickly, because as much as I spot things, I'm like, there was a big thing that I missed, that if I didn't know that, none of these things was gonna make sense going on, and the trial channel pointed it out on episode 6 last week. So if I do miss something or you spot something, definitely let me know in the chat. Yeah, and I would love to like write it down and actually make a note of it, so that I can actually see how it develops and where it might slip into, if you know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, let's go into this part of the testimony in regards to the Viber communications with both Baker and Monica.
So there's 10 seconds before a text from Monica to the defendant. And by the way, had there been Viber texts going back and forth, what would have been the time frame of her driving to this target?
Yes, there was, from the time she left the house to Target, there was a text exchange midway through the drive, and then the last text just before she turned into the parking lot.
Once she turned into the parking lot and the person got in the car, and you see her truck kind of move to the back of the parking lot, and then subsequently on other videos, did you see that truck then re-park closer to Target?
Yes, Monica's truck stayed back there for about 4 minutes, and then she reparked down closer before she went into the store.
During that 4 minutes.
Before we go on, this is very important for so many reasons, because I believe this is the day of the murder, because that's the only time that I've heard Target be actually talked about in detail. So this has to be the day of the murder, and they're discussing or having communications on Viber. So yes, Trial Channel says, are we going through all of Chris Gable's testimony episode? Absolutely. But I forgot to mention that earlier. I should have mentioned that earlier. Thank you so much. Yes, we are going through all of Chris Gable's testimony and breaking it down, but I want to focus a lot more on when Monica was being interrogated. Well, not really interrogated, but when she was with the undercover agent. I want to spend more time on that, because a lot of the other audios, because a lot of audios were brought out, but they were not a lot of meat in there. I don't know, maybe I've missed something, but I just didn't pick up too many things. I am going to touch on them, but the large bulk is going to be placed on the audio where she was actually arrested and was with the pretend hitmate, cellmate. So that's basically the order. So yeah, so we are going. He will dominate the episode. Basically, he's going to dominate the 2 hours. He's going to dominate. So this Viber communication, this Viber revelation is literally, if they were discussing on Viber, and if they were discussing on the time of the murder, that is first degree murder right there. Like, that's premeditation. These guys should not be discussing this. Remember, Baker wants to be with her. Monica says no. This is defense theory. Monica says no. Baker upset. Baker starts to harass Monica and stalk Monica. Monica does not appreciate it. Husband dies. Monica likely manipulate. They didn't say that, but I'm just guessing that might be their closing argument. I'm just guessing. So with all of that, this should not be happening. It just shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't be discussing this, especially on the day of the murder when this guy is supposed to be stalking you. Let's play on though.
That she reparked after the person got into her car. Was there any Viber text between the defendant and Baker?
No. The next Viber text, I believe, was when she reparked the vehicle before she went back into Target.
And that's when the Viber
before
text...
she went into Target.
That's when the Viber text resumed between them?
Yes.
And then those Viber texts continued when she went into Target?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Okay, let's go on to the next part, because this is where he explains the ruse. Let's go.
On May 18th, 2017, then, did you go with Detectives Parshall and your partner, I believe, Detective Tellis, to the Sementilli residence?
Yes.
And why did you go there?
We went there under a ruse that we were the knock-knock burglar task force. There were burglaries in the area during that time, and there was a crew that was named Knock-Knock Burglar Task Force, or Knock-Knock Burglars. And they would typically knock on the front door if no one's home. They would go around back and then go in through a back door. And that was the premise of what actually OVB Homicide originally thought that was what it could have been. So we, as far as Monica was concerned, that theory never changed. So we went in there.
Sustained.
So that was the premise that we presented to Monica throughout the investigation.
That's very important. That's very important, because what he went on to testify to, at least with the audio that they had of Monica, there were so many things that I thought that was interesting that I thought, let me write down. And if you guys know more that I may have missed, let me know. But that ruse, he looks like a water. He looks like water white or water white. I didn't notice that. That's actually Breaking Bad. Okay, you goddamn right. Fair enough. I did not notice that. But yeah, so let's go on to the testimony in regards to the recording. Hold on a second. In regards to the hold on one second. Yeah, there he is.
Sign there that says you're on camera.
Oh wait, off. That's them arriving. So I'll be very honest. All of this is all on this. Let me actually get the proper, because a lot of the task force is in regards to, it's a lot of discussions that, in my opinion, just didn't lead anywhere, didn't really reveal anything. But there was something that Monica does say in one of the discussions, and I might have to start making the articles that I usually make on the website, so that you guys can actually go and get the context of this, because I am chopping a lot. But this was when this was when she was giving an account of what was taken from the house. And I believe this is when she also mentions, not too sure, I'm working off memory here, but I believe this is when she mentions that the DVR was also missing. I'm not too sure if that was mentioned already. I think it was, and I think it was mentioned already to Detective Parshall, and maybe I'm just to Ryan Werner, and maybe I'm just recalling from that, but maybe this is where it comes from. That memory is, but if I'm wrong, correct me. Oh yeah, let's continue on, because what Monica says is very interesting for a number of reasons.
And is the door one of those felt?
Yes.
Yeah, felt.
Yeah, a living felt.
And in that, was that primarily rings, bracelets?
Yeah, just little things, cufflinks, knitting, I can't remember now, there's some good stuff in there, but mostly probably not very expensive.
Do you know if anything is taken from the engineer at the door?
Well, we know his pocket watch is missing and his black diver watch is missing. I think I sent you a picture of it.
It makes sense. You know everything on the property for everything.
Okay. And some money, I don't think there's just kind of.
Other exactly cash is there too?
I think there's money in that. Not that I can recall.
Hold on, let me write that down. No cash. Fabio's. This is. I know it is. I just know it is. I feel like this is gonna come back later on, because if you're a part of the robbery task force as a ruse, and she says that this is missing, that might be a credibility attack. Fabio's watch missing, and it's also diamond watch missing. I think it's diamond, but basically 2 watches are missing. Yeah, so let's go back to here.
It's not cold and I'm holding off. Nothing else to think of.
Yeah, that was one of the issues. We'll talk to you about this thing, stuff, and that pocket watch is when it really stood out.
I don't even think it. The pocket watch is probably something, but the diver watch I think was a knockoff.
Yeah, what brand was it?
That's why I'm a politician.
Oh, diver.
Oh,
it's diver.
So maybe we'll get into that. This is for the person that came up on my mind is, I remember there was some question about co-locations.
Yeah.
What was it accounted for?
Well,
we took one, they took one. We already called our transit. Oh, I see, okay.
okay, so there's 3 must go. 3 must.
Okay, we took 2, so we're these guys. Okay, which is not unusual for us to use a co-location so they can carry.
Well, there's 2 co-locations, but there was a whole sham. The whole sham is gone.
Sham is,
This is a sham. I obviously replaced everything, but it was green.
It's like decorative.
And one was missing, and I thought, the sham.
So there's a green one of these missing.
Yeah, but I don't know which one they took, so I don't know.
This is a sham. I want to go to this one. This is a sham. It's probably nothing. I'm just writing this down. It's probably nothing. It's probably my brain going off into overload, and I just don't know what it is. But that might come across later on.
So what's missing then? Just so we know, when you were there, 2 pillowcases?
2 actual pillowcases that took pillows and one plastic old card.
So once we took one of identification.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone knew, Charles says everyone knew the DVR was missing from the beginning, but this time they're trying to figure out if she has figured out the brand or model, which she hasn't on purpose. That's a very, okay, did not know that because this connects so much. Let me write it down. DVR figuring out brand. The detective work that's going into this is premium. It's top class. You actually expect this. You should expect this from your local state. You should actually expect this from your state, because this is actually top class investigation when considering all of this, because we already know, we've already got to we already heard testimony from Sean Khan last week that she had it installed. She was there. Fabio was the one that booked it, but she was there to let him in, and she had full knowledge. She was even given a tutorial, according to Sean's testimony, on how to make it all work. The branded was, I actually remember, I should have wrote this down. I wish I actually realized what Trial Channel literally just said. But it makes sense, because now I get why there was such an emphasis on the brand. I didn't think about that. But I get why there was such an emphasis on her knowing the actual IP address, which I get. At the time, I actually did understand this one, because of course she would need that somehow to send to Baker, which was actually broken down by Curtis Davis. So that part was obvious. That subtle brand part, I would never have guessed that she was actually trying to be coy and forget and act stupid that she doesn't know this brand. Well spot Trial Channel. I did not notice that. That's actually a massive, it's gonna pay off so much later on. Obviously they want a trial now, but you can see that this is probably the laying of these seeds goes on to basically explain how the prosecution actually secured this. Then I'm just, yeah, same. Trey, I am in your boat. Obviously I have to watch it to put together the show, but I still don't know what's ahead. Everything that I'm reacting to is like a second-hand viewing, so it's not the first-hand watching all unfold, but I don't know what's coming. And that is the beauty of it. I have no idea what's coming, and seeing you know what, let me do a poll, because seeing how these guys are handling it, I want to see what you guys think. If you guys have seen the Adelson trial, I want to know who is better, Georgia Cappleman, which is Adelson, or Beth Silverman, which is this trial here. So who is better, Cappleman? Who presented a better case, Cappleman or Silverman? And this is Donna. This is exclusive to Donna Adelson only. So who presented a better case? Was it Cappleman with Donna Adelson, or Silverman with this case? I actually want your opinions on this, because both of them had a very tight investigative team pass over the case to them. But what I'm seeing in terms of trial strategy, I'm going to have to say that Beth is doing a really good job. But yeah, Trial Channel says they wanted to see if they could track it down at a pawn shop or something, because burglars are typically selling items. I did not know that. I haven't heard testimony about that. So if this is, I hope you're not spoiling. I hope you. But yeah, but I will note that down, because that would be a reason why they would ask her these type of questions, to try and figure out their brand. That's a very good point you brought out there, Trial Channel.
Yeah,
Brown. Yeah.
do you have the matching one? Yeah.
No, they have a comforter and it's upstairs, so you can see the pattern.
Yes. Yeah. I'll take a picture of that for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the door that is open here. And this is the one. This is the door that was closed.
Look at Chris just reading the transcript that he already knows the answer to.
This, I know, looks on the outside is slightly ajar, like maybe this much. But this was opened about, maybe a foot or so. No other sliders were open. No, just the only slider. It's probably not open. Well, they came in this way. No, this is how they came in. They went through the garage. They took off in the car. Yeah. It's very typical for burglars when they open a door and then it's visible to the neighbors. Leave it open because they don't want any additional noise. Yeah. That was pretty common. Okay.
Okay, so that's all I wanted from there because it drowns out again. But I want to pick up on the next part that really caught my eye, because it involves this particular part, this next part, and you're gonna see why. I'm not gonna introduce it. I'm not gonna say anything about this next part. But boy, let's listen, because if you watch episode 6, if you watch last week's episode, you're gonna see how ridiculous this part is.
Did you get any no solicitations, no phone calls or anything, anyone saying, that was unusual during these?
I told you this is Isabella. And I don't know if it was a tardy or not, but she was picking up her glasses like the eye doctor. That's all everything. And never ever happened just before this. No.
Okay. No one put you on social media, on the phone or anything? Okay.
I only have Instagram. I don't have anything else.
Okay, yeah. Because Facebook we found is more of a powerful thing where they're actually contact you and confirm, that where you're at. So you didn't have any media activity on the phone. Okay. And the hell drops. Did you know? I assume you know the back doors is quite there. Okay. Same thing. Anything stick out? Anything? Sure. If you could just initial the bottoms of the trees.
Wait, did I mishear it? Did I mishear it? Please don't tell me I misheard it. Hold on.
I told you this is Isabella. And I don't know if it was a tardy or not, but she was picking up her glasses like the eye doctor. That's all everything. And never ever happened just before this. No.
Okay. No one put you on social media, on the phone or anything? Okay.
I only have Instagram. I don't have anything else.
I thought she said I don't even have Instagram. Oh, okay, my bad. Ignore. I actually thought she said I don't even have Instagram, because if that was the case and she said that, I was literally about to reference episode 6 where we actually saw her Instagram post on all those things, but I misheard. I actually thought she said I don't even have Instagram. Okay. That wasn't clickbait. That wasn't like bait or anything. I actually thought that as you said that. Okay. I'm red-faced at this moment. I am actually red-faced. But yeah, let's move on from this, because I actually thought that part was really incriminating. But anyway, so we got to the next part in which they were discussing about the investigation that they were doing, basically. And here is Monica. I mean, bear in mind, this is May. They had the whole period from February where she last spoke to Facade, and now we are in May. So, in my opinion, this behavior didn't seem authentic. And I'm going to explain why. Because what could be heard of her saying here it just didn't seem real to me. Let's watch.
You need some type of, thing to do the city or something that would remain city. So the last time we talked on Monday, we were kind of at your website and seeing. So I just want to make sure. Huh?
I'm so angry. So many times now. It's possible. It's possible.
Well, believe me, I would really love to get this thing done as quick as you can.
Can you tell me why you can't love my children?
I can pretty much roll you guys out myself.
They said they called you a few days ago and had her shot. I don't care what the money, I don't care. I don't care about that. They shouldn't be moved out.
Yeah, well, like I said, I know, and I told them, I said, we know where you were with this thing. We know where you're going with during this thing. But they won't let me, my department won't let us say 100% family had nothing to do with it. until we make some progress, until we identify who it is. I did talk to insurance this week, and I asked him about it. He mentioned father being ruled out as an aggressor, and I clarified that he is not an aggressor. But my boss, my department won't let me say, 100% and nothing to do with this, and so, but I thought, so, well, it could. So I asked her about that also. I said, at some point, can you guys cooperate? What if this doesn't, what if we never arrest anybody? What if God forbid? And she mentioned, well, at the 1 year mark, we will take another look at it, and a lot of times they will take out. So at the 1 year mark, if we haven't gone any further, on this, then the chance that it will fade out. So, I mean, obviously, to be perfectly honest with you, Monica, this is kind of where we're headed. I have my fingers in good things, and really, if it's not the burglars, then it's probably work, friends, and family. Okay? And so, I mean, we haven't delved too deep into any of these issues, I know we've talked about it. Okay. Well, that's one of those things that we have ventured into a little bit, but again, there's a lot of, it's going to take a lot of records and additional reviews to go a little deeper. But from what I've seen so far, I don't see those avenues really going anywhere. But we'll have to look into it even deeper. If this is right now, this is the most promising. And does everyone have the same photos, you and Jessica, and okay. Because at some point, they're talking about people making phone calls. Would you be able to, this kind of shot in the dark, far down the other avenues and maybe connected something like that. Do you have access to your phone calls online or anything like that? Or?
This, she's asking for help. She's saying, let me do all this, because they haven't cleared the family, etc., and they're still looking into the case. So she's offering to help. All of those times, I wonder. I have to go back to on my notes and really track this down, because nothing really popped into my mind just out of it. Why she would do that, especially when she already offered to. She already expressed this kind of sentiment, saying that she wants to know more about what's going on with the investigation, all of those things, in February to Detective Facade with the calls that was brought in through Ryan Werner. So that was already testified to. We already know that she was doing that. So why is she? What happened in all that time? You already knew that they were not going to share information with you already. Did you, for some reason, believe that you were not suspect, so you go ahead and live your life normally, and now that you are suspect, you're like, my kids are not even clear? Well, they didn't really say that they were suspects, but I just find the behavior sus. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I just find the behavior sus, and now is day 14. The next day, they came back and they gave more testimony about her getting arrested with Baker in the car. And I thought this was funny at first, because I was trying to understand what was actually going on, because I thought they caught Baker and Monica in the act, I thought they were having sex. I'm not gonna lie. If you actually watch the video where they were recording, I actually thought they were in the back of the car, and they were being surveilled, but no, they were actually getting arrested, and Monica was basically hyperventilating. Shout out to whoever made those titles, though. Very helpful. Yeah, shout out to whoever made those titles. I wonder who it was. Anyway, but you did make a very good point here in regards to voting for Silverman, because because her strategy does not come alive immediately, and I can see why this trial picked up speed, because it actually was hitting people in real time when it was actually happening. It actually was. I could see how it got popular, and that's when I actually even learned about it. I think it was in day 25 or something like that. I think that's when I started seeing about this case, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna go back and watch it now. It's way too late. But it really, a lot of people were tuning in. But yeah, I actually thought that it was they actually caught Baker and Monica in the act, but that's not what actually happened. And basically, they were saying, I don't know the exact part, but I do want to speed up a little bit so that I can get to actually get to the actual audio where she was with the undercover agent. So I'll speed up this particular part because in here, what I noted down from the cop car, it probably means nothing, but basically her saying this is effed up, etc. Chris Gable went on to give testimony that the Mustang that they were in, that this was a ruse, that they were reporting it as a stolen vehicle. So that maybe explains why Monica was basically saying that this was effed up, because she didn't. I mean, I assume that she thought. I assume that she thought that she actually bought the Mustang, unless it wasn't bought for her. So remember on episode 4, I believe, when I was asking this question, how did she get the Mustang, when Matthew Nurse went on to testify about seeing the Mustang, and I thought she got it from Monica Sementilli. So if she didn't actually get it from with money, then how did she get going with the Mustang? So I wonder why she would say that and not say, wait, I bought this, why are you suspecting me, kind of thing. Why is this being reported as stolen, for example? But the main part I want to get to from all of this is the testimony that Chris Gable gave in regards to Monica's reaction when finding out she was being cleared. And I'm gonna explain, and I'm gonna go into it much later on. Let's listen to this, and then we'll go straight into the testimony, into the recording with the undercover agent. Let's go.
Indicating that they're going to basically camera.
Yes.
I before I go into it, I do want to agree with Daria here. She says, I voted for Cappleman because of her snark. I think she is a great pro as well. I haven't seen enough to vote differently. Listen, Cappleman, even though I vote, I actually like Beth Silverman on this. It's just mainly for how she handled the trial strategy, etc. That aside though, Cappleman's genius to put the Spider-Man meme in the closing arguments. She's won. She's won. I'm not going like she has gusto, she has personality. I'm not going to deny her any of that. But I'm a guy that likes. I'm a nerd. I like nerdy stuff. I like to I like to be taken on a journey in a way, like don't tell me but make sure that everything is organized, kind of thing. And I kind of like how they're doing this, because I do want to point out in regards to Cappleman, there was some parts in those wiretap dump that just wasn't as cohesive, That's my only gripe. Other than that, I could actually follow, and I actually got what she was trying to achieve. The snark, the personality, the closing arguments, that's all I need. So that's all I need from her. But unfortunately, from what I've seen here, I'm like, okay, this is skill. This is actually different skill. But yeah, let me continue on with this before I get distracted. Good point that you highlighted there, because that is a very, very strong quality that she does have. She knows how to connect with people.
Item number 18 then, sitting in here, what is right here at 18?
Yes, this is at 3:15 p.m. and this is her opening that email.
Okay, so you can tell from this that the email came from Parshall, and about 11, 12 minutes later, she opened the email.
Yes.
The email says, I think that's the email says, let's do all to be safe. We are clear on the letter for the life insurance. Secretary typing it up, and MetLife should have it should have it end of the week or the following week.
Moving to entry number 24 on page 3. Right here's line 24. What is that?
This is a phone call to Rob Baker's phone number.
Okay, so the email was opened at 3:15, and then 2 minutes later she made a call to Baker?
At 3:17, yes.
Okay. Can you tell what kind of call that is? I mean, you can call it connected or if it was a voicemail, if you can tell.
According to, I think it's zero duration, so.
Okay. And then on number 25, 6/9/2017 at 3:20, what is that?
That's a phone call to Detective Gene Kershaw's desk line.
Okay, and then again, that's...
Zero duration.
Okay, so again, 5 minutes after she opened it. Between her opening the email, did she make any calls before she called Baker?
Just review it. No.
So Baker was the first call after she opened the email, clearing her by LRP.
Yes.
She made the first call to Baker. Okay, let's go to the whiteboard again. First call to Baker after clearance. And this is actually big for a number of reasons, because when you actually consider it in the grand scheme of things, why would he be the first point of call? What exactly is the insurance money for? And I can maybe hypothesize a little bit and just think, okay, they are definitely planning to basically run away with this money and start their new life. So they might move to it. It's a state that they can't be indicted because they think that they got away with it. So now let's skip town. Bonnie and Clyde I haven't seen Bonnie and Clyde, so I don't know if this reference actually works, but some Bonnie and Clyde BS, basically. I don't know any more references that could fit, but that's the only one I know based on what people say. But anyway, so that's her reaction to all of that, which in my mind, I'm like, why would you call this guy that was stalking you and you didn't want to leave Robert with, but now he is involved in your life insurance? Yes, I get it. People move on after death. I'm not disputing that. Even if it's a week, I get it. Fine. But the life insurance part, why would you not want to be selfish with that? That's where I'm coming from, because I cannot for the life of me consider even having life insurance for someone that I only know for a year with a questionable past. I don't know. I just wouldn't do that. That's millions. I don't know. I mean, choices on that, yeah, but I it's not that it doesn't look good. Forget that side. I just think it looks stupid. Why would you not want to keep the money for yourself? Even if you, like, let's say she doesn't know that she's being tracked. So this is clearly not to cover her tracks, but I don't know. I just keep it for myself.
Line 26, what is that?
That's at 3:20 p.m. and that's a phone call to Baker's phone number with a duration of 20 seconds.
Okay, again, can you tell from that if it's a conversation or a voicemail?
I can't tell.
All right. And then going down to line 27, a text message. Is that a text message from the defendant to Vanessa?
Yes.
Is that fair?
To Vanessa.
And it says, just got amazing news from the detective. I'm shaking and coming down for a smoke.
Yes.
And is this all while she's in Canada?
I believe she's at New York this time still.
Okay. And then 28, the next line, there's another text message, and it's from the defendant to an Anna.
Yes.
Do you know who Anna is?
She's a member of the family.
Of the defendant's family?
Yes.
And she writes OMG, I'm shaking, correct?
Yes.
And there's an image sent. Do you know what that image is?
No, off the top of my head.
Okay. All right. And then, Friday Marcus equals 177 is a screenshot of an email. 177, you know what this is?
Yes.
What is that?
It's the screenshot that we recovered from Baker's SD drive.
So this particular screenshot then, that particular email then was, it was an email from Parshall, it was screenshot and then forwarded to Baker? Is that correct?
I assume so because it was in his SD card.
Why do you have this? Why do you have this?
So we struck in, it was an SD card remains.
And then were you part of this SD card?
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. Email. Why would he have this? Forget Monica for a second. How on earth would Baker have this? Baker is not even talking with the detectives. It's just funny. Oh, SD card. That part. Oh my heavens. Let's go back to this because that's just insane for so many reasons.
You, the SD card, okay, so your SD card, did you examine his SD card and Baker's during the time that you investigated this case?
Yes.
What was your role in that?
The day of the arrest, we did search warrants at multiple locations to include Baker's residence, and the detectives that searched the warrant of that location recovered, amongst other things, this SD card. Once we got it back, I sent it to our digital people to be downloaded, and then I viewed it.
Okay. This particular one right here found in the defendant's phone, right, Monica Sementilli, People's 177?
This one was found on the defendant's SD card.
Okay, and it's a screenshot from her phone, correct?
Correct.
Now, the time on this is 6:17 p.m.
Yes.
She was in New York at this time.
Yes.
Okay. When we have the Celebrate records, though, and I'm saying through something, that's LA time, so it's 3 o'clock. It's correct on these records, but it's 6 o'clock in New York, correct?
Correct. When you get a Celebrate, you can choose which time zone you want it in, and this one was chosen to be Pacific time zone. So that's
these
what.
times are correct, it's just that she was in New York.
Correct.
Okay. So they correlate in time frame with her receiving the message, forwarding a screenshot, and calling Baker.
Exactly.
Let's just go on to the next part. Let's just go on to the next part. Let's just go on to the next part. I didn't actually realize that. I just picked it up now. I'm not joking. I actually just picked up the SD card now. I just wanted to show the email and the fact that she actually called Baker first. That's all I wanted to show. I did not realize that that the SD card contained the email. I did not actually realize that. That's why I need to update my timestamps. if I actually cut off at the point that I wrote down to actually cut off, I probably would never have realized the SD card, because now I'm going to have to update to include that fact, because that's wild. How did I miss that? Damn, I could have actually missed that. So email from Parshall ends up on Baker's SD card. There's only one person on earth that would have possession of that email, and it's on Baker's SD card. First degree murder, premeditation, locked and sealed, not confirmed, just really persuasive right at this stage. We need a bit more evidence. Let's continue on.
Transfer 179.
Okay.
And this next part was really subtle. Because it does make sense later on. Let's go into it. Oh, hold up.
conversation take place?
In Venice Station.
Okay,
In an
so-
interview room.
I know we've used the term Perkins with the undercover agent, and that room was being recorded.
I can't.
Sorry. The conversation and the part that we're going to hear, this is who's speaking with the defendant.
Let me just check. So this conversation appears to be,
on
or
the screen right
statement, I
here.
should say, appears to be at the end when we were interviewing Monica in an interview room. So it was just myself, my partner, and Monica.
All right. So they were interviewing her, and this is what she ended up saying at the interview room.
Out of the cell, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And then at some point you put her back in the cell to continue the undercover operation, is that correct?
Correct.
And this is the portion when you took her out and you let her know about finding Baker's DNA at the crime scene.
Well, no, we let her know about that at the jail cell door. I'm guessing about an hour before.
Okay.
And this is coming up to give her a formal interview.
Okay. So when you
He had already let her know before this, from my understanding anyway, about the DNA being found on the scene.
told her at the jail cell door, then there was no response at that moment when you gave her that information.
No, it's just information I was giving her, no response.
An hour later, you're in the room and she makes a spontaneous statement in regard to that, what you told her earlier about the DNA.
Yes, and to be accurate, when I did tell her at the jail door, she may have had a response. I just don't know what it was.
Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and play
I
that.
wasn't asking for a response.
Okay.
I can't believe that, I don't believe that Rob did that. And the only other thing I can think of that his DNA would be in my house is probably when I cracked him in the hand and we played racquetball. It's probably on my racket, it's probably on my shoes, it's probably in the gym courts, and I brought the towel home. And I even showed it to my husband, and he said, don't bother washing it, I will get rid of it. And that's the only thing I can think of for it to even be maybe in the garage, maybe in the sink if you put it in the sink, because I didn't see it after that. And that's the only thing I can think of that I've been thinking while I've been laying down there. How can this DNA be in my home? So that's all I can really, that I know.
So detective, at this point then, you're having these conversations with the defendant. She offers a statement about DNA. And at that point now, we're in June, so she already knows that there's a potential of blood all over her house in various places, right?
I'm sorry, you lost me.
Yes, sir, it's his name.
Throughout the investigation, you'd already had, the defendant was already aware, she'd been through the crime scene, she knew that there was blood there because she was asking detectives continually about the DNA in the blood. So she knew that there was DNA at her house.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Had you had conversations about the DNA with the defendant at her house?
No, I was present during the conversation that Jean Parcell was having with
Okay.
her, but I never had a conversation with her.
Okay, but you were present for it.
Yes.
All right. So
what this is clever, because what this reveals is she has no business to be justifying Baker in all of this, really and truly. Again, going back to the state's theory, she shouldn't be doing this. She shouldn't be trying to justify why Baker's DNA is at the scene, because why would you? Your first reaction should be, this is wild. What do you have on Baker? If that's question is too incriminating, at least ask it. And then if they say no, they're like, okay, but how did his DNA get into my house? I mean, he's never been there. At least obviously keep the cheating alibi going. But at the very least, do that before. Let me move on, because this is like, this pisses me off that they're proposing this theory that she was being stalked, and it's far from it based on what I'm seeing. So all of this was to show that there was no cuts or blood on Baker or anything like that that would leave a deposit of DNA at the house. The fact that she even puts Baker at the house is insane, because even like all through this, there's no testimony about Baker even being there on the 23rd. Why? Like, that's when all the investigation was done. We learned that from the first day when the second day, the third day, when the investigators came on after Ryan Werner, and then Ryan Werner was recalled. So we already learned that what they lifted from the scene and all the work that they did was exclusively on the 23rd. Baker was there five days later. Do you see why I love Beth Silverman? Because when you put it together, it's actually impossible for this moment to make sense, and why Monica would actually be saying that Baker's DNA could have got there when she knows fully well that the investigation took place on the 23rd. You're placing him on the scene. Like, anyway, let's move on. This is where I'm just gonna let it play and react when necessary.
Here's again what I talked about before break, where the defendant and Robert Baker.
I just want to stop because I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. She could have actually got away with this. Like, I do think that party audio has actually destroyed her completely. I mean, if the DVR has not done it or anything like that, her being able to even place. Never mind. Let's just. Sorry.
Are recorded surreptitiously, meaning they don't know they're being recorded, or they shouldn't know, and they're in the lockup areas. Did you listen to overhears, what we call overhears of those recordings?
Yes, I set them all up and I listened to all of them.
About how many hours did you listen to between the two defendants of all their times in the courtroom or the back of the court lockup area having communications?
I think we did it 6 times. I would guess 15, 20 hours, maybe more.
During any of those, did you hear them first talk about Viber?
Yes.
And what specifically, if you recall?
They were whispering, and Monica was communicating to Robert that she was scared if they found her Viber and that it would be over.
What about Payless video? Or Payless Shoes, I'm sorry, the video at Payless Shoes.
Correct. Again, it was Monica talking to Baker, informing him that there was no video at the Payless Shoe stores because it deleted in 30 days.
Now, prior to this, had you ever talked about trying to get a video at Payless Shoes with the defendant when you met with her on May 18th, 2017?
No.
And then, what about any conversations between them that you overheard regarding phones or tablets or anything of that nature, digital computers?
Yes, they were talking back and forth, whispering again, and Monica was inquiring if the device and computer was gone, and he said gone. She said gone, gone. He says gone. Words to that effect.
Okay. Now, during any of these multiple hours of overhears that you listened to, did you also hear, as you refer to, a lot of whispering?
Yes, it was. I would describe it as you had a lot of whispering.
Hold on. Device gone. This has to be the DVR. This just has to be the DVR. Baker is saying, well, Monica and Baker, I'm just assuming that's the overhearing. They're now communicating with one another, saying that the device is gone. All right.
And then normal talk, which anyway, yes, normal volume talk with a lot of whispering in between.
Unlike the black and white patrol vehicle, though, could you pick up some of the whisperings or a majority of the whisperings in these cell locations?
The majority of it, yes.
Did you ever hear, in all these hours and all these multiple operations, the defendant ever say to Rob Baker anything of the nature of, oh my gosh, did you kill the father of my children?
Never.
All right. Along the same lines, were you involved or did you participate in the booking of evidence that was collected from what was referred to, the jury already heard.
That's all I wanted to get from that part. That little admission to not, like, for you not to say that is actually wild. Not to even inquire. And you know that you've been told that his DNA is on the scene. Why would you not inquire? At all. First degree murder.
Page 3, again, same evidence.
Yes.
And my question is, as I go through this,
That was your first. Overruled. Yeah.
okay, and page 4, do you recognize that?
Yes.
Page 5, do you recognize these pages here? Copy of 2 different pages, and can you explain what that is?
I'm sorry, a copy of 2 different pages?
Yes.
Do you see why I stand this woman? Please tell me you see the connection.
Like, what are the pages?
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, okay. One appears to be just a puzzle. The one that says, "Help me find my way to the lake."
Okay.
And the other one is a coded message.
These particular items we heard testimony on it. Did you then recover them from a Deputy Balderrama and Sergeant Weston?
Yes.
And then did you book these items? Were they given to you as the investigating officer and you booked them into evidence under the DR number associated with this case?
Correct.
Okay. This one letter on the right-hand side is a bunch of numbers. You viewed that when it was collected?
Yes.
Do those numbers, do you recognize them as some type of coding?
Correct.
Can you just explain what coding is and if you have a background in understanding what coding is?
Yes, I actually learned during this case, I broke a couple of these codes on these letters. Basically, this, I don't know what it's called, the title of it, but the way this code works is they use a base word, up to 9 letters. For example, one of them was beautiful. And you take that base word and each letter on the word beautiful, you number 1 through 9. So the top line is one of the letters from the word beautiful, 1 through 9. You'll notice the top line always goes 1 through 9, if they're using a 9-letter word. The number below it is the number that you add to that. So if it's a B4, for example, I'm sorry, a 1-4, 1 represents B for beautiful. So you go to B and then you count 4, C, D, E, F, and that's the letter F. And sometimes they'll do it a negative, and then you just subtract. And that's how, but you have to know the base word to solve it.
In your experience, and is it a way of communicating sometimes, obviously not always, with people in custody to other people, whether it be on the outside or the inside, so that someone can't read what they're writing?
Yes, it's common to have different types of cryptic messages. This is just one of them.
Now, when you say you broke the code, just to be clear, you don't have a certification in coding or anything of that nature, correct?
No.
Is it fair that you made an attempt to understand what they were saying, but again, you're not certified to testify as an expert in coding?
Correct. I was just trying to break it myself.
And then going through the rest of the pages, just for page 6, another item you put into evidence just to complete the package. Same thing, another letter with coding on the right-hand side.
Yes.
And then a second evidence envelope containing, again, more evidence that was kept on that stairwell.
By the sheriff.
Okay?
Oh wait, I think that's what I want from it. I think that's what I want from that. Okay, let's move on to the next part, because this is when this is when. No, that's not what I'm looking for.
Yes.
That's not what I'm looking for. No, it can't be. Did I get the wrong? It shouldn't be the cross-examination. Okay, I'm in the wrong part. That shouldn't be what I'm looking for. No, I'm in it. Bear with me, guys. I think I may have Yep. Okay. Yep. I missed out on one. Let me go back. Okay. Let's go back here. All right. So this is the one I want. My bad. So unwittingly, it kind of flowed with with Detective Balderrama. But now that we've gotten the code out of the way, because we know that Baker and Monica were definitely communicating, and now we know what they're discussing, and the word beautiful is popped up. Now, when we got into hearing what Monica was saying with the jailhouse mate, she did say that she doesn't know who would frame her. Let's listen to that.
Oh, how do you know it's two guys? Hey, well then how come they're doing what I'm doing? How come they don't? There's no description. They're covered. So that's why we're trying to find out who these people were this whole time. And next thing I know, oh, you have cameras at your house? Yeah, at the streets. And what? I couldn't identify that here. And then, oh, this supposed to happen at nighttime. No, it was probably 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I came home to stop at 5, so I had to get before that. Wow. Or something.
Not bad.
Detective, what's going on? Please, tell me what's going on.
I have a little time, okay? Listen, so, remember the 3 detectives that we had 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So, they started running with a bunch of information, okay?
Yeah.
And they came up with some stuff that links you. The poverty.
Tell me.
Hold on a second. First, I want to find out, did you need to call your daughters?
I need to call my dad, my family. I want to find out what's going on there.
You need some phone numbers out of your phone.
Sounds so fake. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you bring me my phone?
Well, no, they don't want me to give you your phone, okay? They're actually going to be gone for a little bit later, and they're going to be able to tell you a lot more, okay?
Okay,
But for now, if you want some phone numbers, you can get your phone out and write them down on a piece of paper.
I know my daughter's numbers.
Okay, you need the other phone numbers from your phone.
No, I'm gonna call them first. It depends how long I'm gonna be here.
You don't need to get into your phone.
Unless you need to.
Okay. Well, they do need to. They have a search warrant for the phone as well.
Okay.
So what's the password to the phone?
It is, jeez. I hit my finger password. I don't know. It's 1972.
Just what?
Yeah, just 4.
And then enter or something?
Yeah, no, I'm supposed to just open this, and I pick my thumb first and open it for you.
Or you can type in there.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay.
Tell me
I'm
more.
going to do it a little bit at a time. They want the same combos here, save as well.
I don't know that. That's at home somewhere.
You don't know where it is?
No.
Okay. Like I said, 6 weeks ago, I bet I'm running with a bunch of stuff about all phone numbers and stuff like that. Okay? They're telling me they got some stuff that links you.
I want to know what it is.
Maybe able to explain some of this stuff. I don't know. Okay? For sure, without a doubt, they have determined that Robert Baker was involved in Boston.
That cannot be. That cannot be possible. Oh my God.
There's no doubt about that, okay? Okay? So this is what they got. They have a search warrant for your house, your computer, your safe, your cell phone.
Okay.
They've already gone to your house in one of the locations already.
Okay.
Okay? They're going to end up talking to both your daughter as well.
Okay.
Okay? They're in good hands. They're in good hands, okay? And no detectives are out there. Where is your computer?
Upstairs.
Okay, is it a laptop or
No, it's a PC. It's in the office.
in the office? Okay. Do you have a password to get into your computer?
Monica 72.
Monica 72?
Yeah. Now wait a minute. Before I misinterpret what you're telling me, or they misinterpret what I'm telling you, I want to know what's going on.
They're gonna talk to you, and if you decide that you want to do that, then that's up to you. But let me tell you this.
I'll return to this, but I just can't wait. I can't wait. I'll return to this, but I can't wait. I'm sorry. I'll return to this later on. But I just, for my sequencing, because I'm kind of a guy that just wants to make the story tying up. This is the significance of the 1972.
In her garage.
Yes, you found it in the garage.
Now, you also told her during that Robert Baker had given you a different story about the flip phone. Did you hear that?
I missed that. I did. I remember vaguely. I don't remember what he said at this time.
Do you want to look at the transcript?
Sure. Yeah, if they have the page. Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Rob said that that the flip phone that we had was he had given it to her.
Okay. Now, without going into any
Baker gave Monica the flip phone.
detail, we do have other witnesses that will testify. Were you part of subsequent to this arrest and this Perkins operation? Were you involved in what we call overhears recordings when the defendant and Rob Baker were recorded in cells or holding areas next to each other?
Yes.
And do you remember a conversation that the defendant had with Robert Baker regarding the flip phone?
I remember one regarding a phone. I don't know if it was the flip phone. I don't know which. There was a lot of conversations. I don't know which one you're referring to.
Okay. Oh, I'm referring to the flip phone, but if you don't remember, do you remember a conversation about a phone and then discussing whose phone it was and where it was found? If you remember.
I don't remember that conversation.
Okay. I'll move on then. Now, somebody went to the door then early on and said, without a doubt, we know it's Robert Baker, correct?
Correct.
Now, at the very beginning, that's the very beginning of the transcript. At that point, no one told her anything about DNA. Is that correct? The very first
that was Detective Parcell, and I don't believe he mentioned DNA at that point.
All right, let me slip back a bit, because I think I started a bit earlier.
And if you'd like to refresh your,
I think I started a bit earlier than I
Parcell said.
than I should
correct,
have.
'cause you're watching it live.
Let me go back a little bit. Okay, let's start from here.
And we talked about the flip phone. And I
So
was
we
with-
are just to orient that, which because we have heard 1972 and Monica's password on the phone, including 72. This is. Let me just get to it.
Things, the passcodes, and they brought the phone down. Yes.
So remember, Monica, we just went through it accidentally. I didn't actually mean to start from where it was actually Robert Baker's that gave Monica the phone, but we know that already. Robert Baker gave Monica a phone. This is the context behind it, because should have covered this.
That
Let's move on.
somebody is asking her about. Do you know who that is?
Yes. I was talking to her. I brought the phone down again to try the things, the passcodes, and then we talked about the flip phone. And I was with a detective from Robbery Homicide that was helping me. He has the cell break. I'm trying to think of his name. I'll think of it, but assigned to Robbery Homicide. He was with me.
Okay. And so that was the flip phone, the second phone that had been recovered from her purse in the car.
That phone, yeah, that was the other phone.
And on that one, just to be clear, is it the same passcodes that she gives you then for the second phone, the 1972, 1967, 1927?
I believe I was asked, we were still visiting the iPhone. I don't think we ever asked for a passcode for the flip phone. I don't even know if it had a passcode.
Well, at one point in here, you're talking about a flip phone.
Yes.
So what was that, how did that context happen about the flip phone then?
I believe we were asking her where it came from, whose was it?
Okay. And she told you it was in her garage?
Yes, she found it in the garage.
Now, you also told her during that Robert Baker had given you a different story about the flip phone. Did you hear that?
I missed that. I did. I remember vaguely. I don't remember what he said.
They're gonna have to now try and bring this evidence in somehow. But I know where she was going, because she was trying to say that Robert Baker lied, and the flip phone, that he was the one that actually gave it to her. But Monica is the one to have basically lied about it and say that, and say that it was found in, which just implicates them anyway. But end of the day, the point is, Robert gave the flip phone. But the most important part is the passcode did not belong to the flip phone, according to his testimony, that it actually belonged to Monica's iPhone. She's using Robert Baker's date of birth, basically. So this fling, this affair that these guys were having did not see, it seemed deep. It seemed deep. Because you're married. Why would you change? Anyway, why would you change the passcode to the person that you're having an affair with? I don't know if this change was after the death or before the death, so I'm just learning this. But it's just interesting. It's just an interesting thing. If it was after the death, it's just, I mean, it would seem like it's before the death. But knowing Monica and how spontaneous that she is, I wouldn't put it past her that on the day that that Fabio died, on that day when she saw the insurance documents, all of those things, that on that particular day, the passcode changed right there to Robert Baker. I would not put it past her if that was the case. So this was when, this is back to the undercover investigation now. She is with the woman that's posing to be a prisoner.
Is he your friend? Does he not like your husband? Or they... Oh my gosh. No, he's a beauty director of a racquetball league at the gym. And he became a really good friend, especially after this. He really helped me and the girls. Mm-hmm. And his son, I never nothing. No, that's impossible. So he's a friend both to you and to your husband? Yeah, well, that's really bad. Okay. What is my husband? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's met him a few times, but, not like friends like me and all my gym friends. We're closer than he doesn't really know him that well. But they've been over the house. And, it's not, it can't be. He served a lot of time. He did. He did say that. He did say that. Maybe they just said that because you're with him today, is that, could that be? We're just a lot of things together. Why do we fight once? It's him. Yeah, they've got to have something, though, to be able to go into your house and look around and go into your safe and stuff. I have been sitting up through the house several times, voluntarily giving them everything. You let them in the safe before too? Yeah. But my husband used that safe, I didn't. Just feels going on. But I don't have the code. I don't know how. I think it's on a paper somewhere at home.
He doesn't have the code. I'm gonna write it. I've run out of space, but I'm gonna write it down anyway. No code to safe. Yeah. As you can see, I'm running out of space, but there's so much to capture from this episode. There is so much to capture from what has been happening here.
Can you think of anything though? Like they would, what could they, if he's just somebody you see at the gym, Yeah, but they go for sushi, the karaoke, it's not just us alone, a whole bunch of people. Mm-hmm. We're always together, especially now that, I'm home alone, I'm always with my friends. Sushi, boy, that sounds good right about now. He's a friend, I mean, why would he? And even if he is the guy, they're talking, you know, they're positive, what does that have to do with you, though?
I think that's all I want from there, because most of this is just dead air. But I think she did go on to say that she doesn't know what she doesn't know what encrypted apps are. She does go on to say that in the conversation. I'm gonna skip to the part that I'm just gonna let run, and then we are going to go on to the cross examination that I thought was just diabolical from the defense, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah. So she does say that she doesn't know what encrypted apps are, which I guess maybe that's why the defense were putting up, you know, the fact that in 2017. In 2016, I think that in 2017 that Viber announced that they were offering encryption services on all those things. So I guess that's why the defense was kind of preempting that coming in, because I do actually believe on this point that she doesn't actually know what the encrypted apps are. Again, this is why I stand by Silverman, because it just flies in the face. How do you not know what encrypted apps are, but you were literally using it as an encrypted app, knowing we already seen it, and also the emails that was shared that was encrypted? I don't know. Baker seems to know, and you seem to know that Baker knew. But I will forgive your ignorance. Maybe you didn't know, but Baker knew.
I mean, obviously not if you're driving around in a car with him.
None of nobody in our circles. I would have never, no, nobody.
Do you only deal with him like in the group with the rest of your friends, or do you guys have like?
Sometimes we have lessons together one-on-one, but usually we're together. Or with my kids, he knows my kids too.
Where are you going today? You had a lesson today?
No, today we were going to, he had, my car had to go be fixed. And the mechanics I went to were charging a lot, so we said, I'll take it to my guy. So we just started driving.
Hello? I'm at the store. We were just going there.
Yeah, I have to go do this.
At the store.
Yes! Oh my gosh! Yes! Please tell me what's going on.
Okay, I'll tell you what's going on. You remember when we met that day?
Yeah.
At your house? Okay. So, I'll give you briefly what's going on right now.
Talk here?
I'm just going to tell you a couple things. I'm still waiting for my partner to come down, the other person that you met, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm here. And so I just wanted to give you an idea, because I'm sure you have 1,000 questions.
Yes.
Okay. There was a lot of blood that was at the scene that day.
Yes.
And you know there was a lot of swabs taken.
Yes.
Okay. So, I know that you were concerned about all the swabs, and I understand that. I talked to Detective Parsons quite a bit about it. A lot of that blood did, in fact, come back to Baker.
Oh my God, I can't believe
and
that.
we've known that for a really long time. So I just want to let you know that since then, since way back then, we've had you under surveillance for
Sure, I would
a long
imagine.
time. We've had you under surveillance when you and Rock went to nightclubs.
Yeah.
We've had you under surveillance when you do flyaway trips, drive-away trips.
Yeah.
And we've always had surveillance photographing you and documenting everything.
Okay.
So we understand completely about the relationship that you and Rob had.
Okay, but how did it always birthday? That can't even be possible. His blood is there?
I'm telling you what I am telling you right now, okay? So we know all of that. We know that you and Rob have been romantic in love for some And we know that his blood's all over the scene. And we've known that for a long time. We've been watching it for a long time. We've been doing a lot of work on a lot of other things. I'm waiting for my partner to get down. As soon as he comes down, we'll explain more things to you. I just wanted to let you know. That we're here, okay? Everything we did it directly implicates you and Rob. Listen. And I just want you to understand one other thing. Listen to me, Monica. You and Rob were arrested today. I want you to understand, listen to me. There's a third person that's involved in this, and that person's not here. That person wasn't arrested, and there's a reason for that.
Why?
Okay? Well, think about that. I'll be back.
Who's this third person? Oh my God, there's all this blood in there. This can't be. Oh my God. This cannot be.
So I guess he is your boyfriend, huh?
We do things together, but I don't want a boyfriend.
Huh?
I don't want a boyfriend or a husband. We just do things together, also with other people.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm just talking to you. I mean,
His blood was there. How else could his blood be there? How else could his blood be there?
he said a third person.
Oh my God. What is that?
Well, that sounds to me, he said that the third person isn't arrested, just you two, so third person probably talked first and they got the deal. Wow, he said flyaway trips.
You guys been to Vegas. But we went with 4 other people, not just us two.
I don't think you understand how the depths of how funny that is. Not just the boyfriend part, but it's just we're seeing in real time that this was the moment that the defense decided to build their entire theory. If you can see it, it's a bad defense. If you can see that this was the moment that they thought, oh, let's actually go into trial and decide to build our whole case around this moment, that she says that it was strategy. Because honestly, to lead to this point, I don't believe, because when the case goes on, right, from my understanding of watching a lot of these trials, the prosecution, they know that the witnesses that they're gonna come up, but they don't know what order they're gonna bring them up in. Sorry, the defense knows what they, but it's not like they have the sheets given to them, say, yeah, number 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just a list of names. So then they are having to present their narrative without actually knowing how the circumstances are going to be built to basically erase that narrative. So to deliver, to set up all the things, this is why I stand by Silverman, to set up all that was set up to lead to this moment that just reveals that she's obviously lying. That she... Let me continue because I still have limited information to find. It's so genius.
Again, I don't know you, and I definitely don't know that other guy, but that's not how he just made it sound.
That's why they're...
He made it sound like you and him are an item. That's your side, you know.
It didn't make it sound that way.
Yeah.
I want to see this evidence. I want to see it all.
That's how it sounded to me. I mean, again, I'm not that smart, but that's how it sounded to me.
even, he said they've been watching you, everything you do.
But I already knew that, and my kids too, and I've also been tapped. Because you know, when it's a murder investigation, everyone, the spouse was the first one to be followed up, so I had no problem with hiding anything. There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing.
Because if he kills your husband. That makes for movies all the time. You've probably seen a couple of them, huh? Maybe he was just your friend and it kind of developed after this. He was trying to console you.
Yeah, but how could I tell you that means he did it?
Oh no, it sounds to me like he did it. It sounds, yeah, that part's pretty clear. What do you say without a doubt? Yeah, that doesn't seem to be the question. I think the question is your involvement with how they tying you to it. That's kind of scary though, you're talking about a third person.
Well, there's 2 people in this video. 2 people were on video.
But that guy just said the third person is not arrested. There's a reason for that.
He said he's not arrested?
That's what he said.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I'd be worried about what that third person had to say. Huh?
I want to talk to them and figure this out. What the hell's going on?
I don't know. It's been a long time. It sounds like they may have gotten a lot more puzzle pieces and figured it out. Whatever it is. How many trips you guys been on?
2.
Like you guys had like your own room together?
No, we had just suites with like 4 or 5 people. 6 people sometimes.
You're not thinking about what that whoever that third person is, or better yet, what they said, huh? No. Don't you watch those shows?
I used to, and they told me don't watch those shows anymore because they're not real.
Oh. Okay, well, if they told you they're not real, then you don't have to worry about it, I guess. But on that show, those shows, they say the DNA is, no. DNA is blood, right?
Anything biological, yeah.
I don't know, on those shows I've seen them where they...
I think that's about it. We're gonna pick up on this audio. I'm gonna because when we go on to next week, I think that is the next witness that is going to testify from. I haven't seen her testimony yet because she I think her name is Tracy or something, but she came in to basically testify and it's all going to next week. So I am going to revisit this this old audio next week. But I think I've highlighted everything that I thought stood out to me. But as we learned just now, that the only reason why Monica was not, well, she says that she wasn't truthful about the fact that she was with Baker and all of that, is because it wasn't traditional for her to keep, to basically reveal the relationship, which of course the prosecution flips this completely and basically says that that the only reason why she was doing what she was doing is because she literally wanted to have a secret life and start a new life with Baker. So where the defense is kind of using it as a kind of a positive and kind of a thing where she is like, okay, she's confessing and she just didn't want people to with that theory that they have gone to the extreme, they want to say that Baker was stalking and doing all those things. I really want to see that, because it doesn't look like Baker was actually doing that. If they present it, I am all ears. But in my opinion, it's been shattered completely. Like that whole Instagram performative BS from episode 6 that we went through yesterday, last week. BS shattered, gone. All of those staying up waking up the first thing in the morning, you post and you make posts every day. Oh Baker, oh Fabio, I miss you. All those things. Cementilli power, all those things out the window, because this woman has insane. Why would you listen? I don't know anything about Baker, because I know he's gonna come and testify soon, so I'm waiting to see what I know about Baker. But a lot of people have said that he has a criminal past. I think he was arrested for or served a jail sentence for abuse or rape or something like that. So he's not a great guy. So I can't wait to see what comes out when he comes on, so that I can dig a bit more into why she would even pick this guy. Because from what I'm hearing about Baker, this guy is not good news. But I'm trying to keep that away to see what I can glean from the trial. But anyway, let me go into the last part, because we have run a bit over time, so I'm gonna try and keep it to make this really quick. But it is the testimony that was on cross-examination, which I just don't understand why the defense would actually present this information in regards to hold on, let me see. It's not there. I believe it's on the redirect. Hold on a second. There we go. I think it's here. Let me get to it. Okay. So the defense, just to give an idea, on the cross-examination, the defense, the state was presenting. Sorry, let me just go to it. I think I closed it down again by accident. Did I do it again? Yes, I did do it again. Damn it, I closed it down again by accident. Alright, let me go to it. It's here, and I think this was the question. I just want to highlight this comedy of error by the defense and then go straight to the point. Alright, let's go. Objection non-responsive. That's what it's your cross. That's what I would say. It's not responding to my question.
So you're talking
My bad. I forgot to share it.
about, in this case, evidence of whether or not, in your opinion, Monica Sementilli.
My bad. Let me share it again. Let's go again.
Don't say.
So the defense. Let me go to the beginning. The defense posed a question to him in regards to the behavior, to Monica's behavior on that day.
She was not being argue with evidence. How does that provide you with evidence of whether or not she was involved in the murder, if whether she was not being a good mother after the murder of her husband?
It's all about what we call post-murder behavior. So after a murder, something like this, and post-murder behavior, it's based on it's general common sense, everyday stuff. We know everyone acts differently when they grieve, or they act differently in joyous times, but there's a general common sense baseline. So post-murder behavior just doesn't include actually physically, like going to a bar and dating. It's lots of things. It's like, it's what they say, what they don't say, you know, and then you have to ask yourself, okay, for example, let's suppose a person had their husband murdered, and in their house.
At this point, non-responsive.
And there was two young girls in that house. Would you spend more time at that house to be with your children and maybe upgrade your security system, or even maybe move out? Or would you spend most of your time with your boyfriend? So you have to just ask yourself with the common sense, okay, and then you have to weigh those things. And that's just one example.
Could I interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
So you're talking about, in this case, evidence of whether or not, in your opinion, Monica Sementilli was a good mother to her children following the murder of her husband. That's one of the factors.
That's just a slice of it.
A slice of it. Okay.
Yes.
And the other thing.
Well, again, I just wanted to highlight that, because if they're trying to defend or at least get her out, this is not great. And it's similar to what they were offering about Monica's going to Lifestyle Lounge and going on all those things, when it was actually found that the Lifestyle Lounge has chat capabilities. But anyway, I have Trial Channel here because she has something to say. Trial Channel is on the stage, and I'm going to bring her up now. How are you doing? Can you hear me? Hold on, let me just make sure. Hold up. Can you hear me? Hold up. Hold up. Can you hear me? Trial Channel? Is she there? Are you there? Are you there? Okay, I don't think she's currently. I don't think she's here. Okay. So I will have to go back. I will have to go back to that. But she wanted some. She had an. Oh, you are here. I can't hear you for some reason. I can't hear you. Try logging in and try logging back in again. Okay. My bad. Oh gosh, you don't even realize that. Oh, my bad, guys. So sorry about that. Okay, so like I was saying, like I was saying, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about the technicals. But yeah, so one of our Ketchup Core indictments that we were talking about on episode 5, where we look at questionable behavior and whether it should, and what we should think that the criminality is. Well, the person that we looked at, which was Livy Anderson, who was the viral DoorDash girl who was supposed to leave the items that the person ordered. She was supposed to leave it on the front door, but when she got there, the door was open apparently, and then she just took a video of the guy and posted it online, and it went viral. Well, she is now being charged. She's actually being indicted. So one of our indictments, actually, we didn't do anything by it. We didn't do, obviously not, but I'm just surprised that it actually ended up being. I didn't think it would actually end up with an actual indictment, because it's just misdemeanor felonies. But she has been charged with 1 count of dissemination of surveillance images for sale or publishing because of the TikTok that she put on, and 1 count of unlawful surveillance for amusement or profit. To be honest, when I read it, I actually thought that this was like joke charges, or this was like trolling, but they are actual charges, and it's a response to the new internet age, because I think they mainly use it for going through cyberbullying and cracking down on that. So I think that's why the charges are there. I just wanted to bring that up. I just wanted to bring that up because I don't normally cover actual indictments or this kind, but because we are covering it in the past, I just thought it was interesting to update. Now let me go back to the trial channel and see if she's actually here. Can you actually hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay. Okay.
All right. Let me bring you to the stage. Let me see if I can add you. I can. Okay. All right. So trial channel. Let's go. All right. What do you have to? What did I miss from all of this?
Well, I can't share my screen, so I was going to show the coded letter that was addressed in the earlier part of the video, but okay. I think it's so stupid, honestly. But when the trial was going on, I was waiting for them to get to it, and I was like, waiting for somebody to come and decode it for us, and they never did. So I started decoding it myself, and it's so dumb. And I don't know, should I like?
Yeah, go on. I mean, if they didn't decode it, then there is no harm.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know to see how I can like share a screen here.
You should see the share screen button. It should be like a TV.
I see it.
Oh yeah. So you can press that.
No, I have like a file.
Or just
transfer a file, and then I have comments.
Or you can send it to me, and then I'll share it that way if you are able to find it.
All right, 1 second.
Wow. So what I'm doing that? Let me just. So they didn't even bother decoding it down, and maybe I get this strategy in a way, because maybe they might fall if we try to decode it and get to the. Maybe it might distract the jury from the main final points that they're bringing, especially if it held minimal evidentiary value. I don't know, but we'll find out how much evidentiary value it has based on what trial channel has decoded. Put the link in the chat box that you have in there. Let me see if that works. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what are you talking? Oh, I don't have a link. I just shared it on X.
Oh, okay. Let me just go to it.
I don't know if you.
Oh, okay, that's fine. All right, let me share it now. So this is what trial channel as basically came up with.
Well, and I'm going to send you another one too.
Let me end the poll. So this is, let me zoom in a little bit. So it says here, Fool said it was a black guy. What? The rest was to say it's always still fat people. Fat people.
You want me to read it?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
No, 1 second. Okay, from the beginning it says, this is like a little bit edited what I'm reading, but
how did you figure this out? I'm sorry, I'll answer afterwards, but continue.
Well, Gable just testified as to how to decode it. But FTE Fooly, I don't know what that means, said it was 2 black guys.
Oh.
The rest was to say is always, I still know nothing. Fat people are probably manipulating anything they get their hands on. I believe in only us. It is hard to imagine that this has been put upon us, all because I never thought me following, then having paid. This is so confusing. Then having paid on here to have him followed would have led to their crazy accusations. Hence why I had daily asked to let me know.
I can see.
So
I
do with that what you will. I don't. It's I think it's just garbage, and that's probably why it wasn't brought in. Why nobody.
I can see why it's too confusing. It's very confusing. But I can see why they wouldn't want to rely on this.
Yeah, and so I only did one of the pages. Like after I was finished with this, I spent way too much time on it. I just ditched the second page. But I guess I think it's going to go. It's probably going to be brought up again, and now you can save that, and I'll send you the actual without all the numbers and everything.
Okay.
Too, so you can reference that if you want, if you find it helpful.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, Trial Channel always covering the blind spots that I have. Like, thank you so much. I appreciate this. And sorry for the technicals, guys. I did not realize that there was an echo going on. Hopefully that's fixed. But yeah, Trial Channel, thank you. I look. I did not even think. I was thinking that they were actually gonna decode that later, or they might allude back to it and keep referencing it. I didn't know that they completely ignored it. So
no, they do reference it again. They just don't. They don't actually decode it for the jury.
Yeah,
basically,
okay.
They don't tell the jury what it says.
Yeah, I kind of want to decode it too. Daria says. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for jumping on and filling us in on that little bit of tidbit. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good evening.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right. Gosh. Again, sorry for the technicals. Yeah, madness went on my side. But yeah, so that's let's just quickly go through the key things that has been highlighted today. So Mercedes, that's nickname also Madonna. So that was Monica and Baker. Then we have Monica saying no code for the safe. We might hear more about that. We have also emotional investment. That's here. So emotional investment. Let me just put that there because it could also mean emotional intelligence. But yeah, emotional investment. That's also there. We also have Monica saying that there was no cash taken. There was Fabio's pocket watch was taken. I don't know how that's gonna play a part. but it might come up later on. She also says that it was a diver watch, which means that it was a knockoff, etc. Then we also have the DVR. Apparently, without a trial channel's help, which is really good, the DVR, they were probing to find out what the significant what brand the DVR, and she was acting like she didn't know. We have already highlighted why this would be stupid, because she was the one that was there for the installation, and Sean Khan testified on episode 6, which was last week, that she was told exactly which brand and what to expect. Welcome back, Trey. I appreciate you. Welcome back. So going on, just put into focus. Then the clearance text came in where the insurance clearance was made, and then the first thing that she did was call Baker. Not only call Baker, sent Baker the insurance clearance. Why would you want to do this if you're not planning to start a life with somebody else? The defense, the prosecution theory is stacking up well, and the defense theory is being shattered in real time. So Baker having this on his SD card, they have to explain that away one way or the other. And to my surprise, to my complete shock, they did not. The defense did not actually ask questions about this SD card. I can't remember it. Maybe they did. I can't remember it. Their cross-examinations has been uneventful, if I'm being honest with you. They focus on bringing the full recording from an investigation that yielded no evidentiary value, in my opinion. They didn't even try to, at the same time, go after the Viber messages. And there was something else that they didn't do that I think I know it down. Let me try and find it. Oh gosh. Yeah, you know what? Random Girl is right. I should actually be a lot more organized. This is not great for what I'm trying to do. All right. So the rest of the but the most important thing was, and I did note this down, the defense did not raise the insurance clearance. They didn't raise it at all in cross. They didn't even ask questions around it in cross. Not just the SD card. They didn't ask the questions around the insurance and Monica's excitement about the insurance, which I found weird, but it is what it is. So let me just before I do end the show, make sure you hit that like button if you're watching this back on replay. I truly appreciate every one of you that has been rocking with us. I just want to make a few announcements before I do go. And before we shut up, because we are very over the time. You know me, I like to try and keep this under 2 hours, but I really wanted to really go through the details of this, especially with how dense this week has actually been for information. So I had to split it up to 2 parts and try to give as much attention to what the data presented, like I did last week with Curtis Davis. I felt like I didn't give that one that much attention because it was only 1 hour. So I tried to give this one a lot more attention, which was about 1 hour 40 minutes. So I hope there was a lot of meat that could have been gleaned from that. But we will be back next week, continuing on with week 6 that we will be on now. So I'm definitely going to be going back to this audio because I may pick up something that has been brought out by Tracy or something that I need to go back and reference or something like that. So definitely next week is something to go into. And I only know that Tracy is testifying next week because that's the first name I saw. I actually don't know the other witnesses. So nonetheless, I will definitely update you guys in the community post that you guys have on YouTube. Not just that, I do wanna say that I do have a live stream planned tomorrow, the same time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. We are going to be talking about the Fraser Baum hearing. If you don't know about Fraser Baum, we're gonna go through a bit more detail, but he was the person to have killed those 4 women on that Beth passing area in California that's known as the Dead Man's Curve or something like that, and he's being charged with murder. He is being represented by Alan Jackson. So there was someone that actually attended the hearing. There's been a lot of videos that's been going around of what Alan Jackson said, but she was there for the whole thing. So maybe she can give us a bit more information as to what was going on and what was being discussed, etc. So I'm going to have her on. She goes by the name of Kalyani. I will announce it definitely once it's up. I will definitely post it in the community post so that you guys can join for this special recap stream, which is we have someone that's literally been in the court. Cannot wait to actually go into the meat of what she had to say, because I don't believe that there has been anything much outside of I've only seen clips, but I don't believe there is much outside of what Alan Jackson was basically saying to the judge. And also, I am also going through in regards to the releases that I have on the channel. Make sure that you check out my Devin Michaels coverage. I am putting it all out to next week. So I'm going through the closing to try and bring in the what was presented. It seems like a straightforward case. Yes, we know that she has been found guilty, but it is still it is still a case that needs the narrative that's been presented by both teams to be. I want to see where the errors actually lied, like whether she was actually telling all of these things, and go through. So I'm going through her story and why it basically cracked, and then I'm going to do the full trial recap like I always do for all the cases that I produce recaps for. So that's something to look forward to next week. And on top of that, I do want to announce, it's not yet confirmed. Probably shouldn't announce it because I'm more of a guy that likes to act when it's confirmed. But I will be hopefully getting Emily C back on the channel to discuss the first part of the deep dive into this whole theory in regards to who killed John O'Keefe, whoever was killed in the house, etc. All of those things, and build on the conversation there, because I am starting to look at, now that the trial is done of Devin Michaels, I am starting to look into what has been going on in regards to Canton and in regards to all the documents that has come out. So I want to kind of put the documents in context to a lot of these theories and see how they connect. I want to put the documents in context with a trial and see how it connects to what has been brought out on trial and all those things. And what better person to help me do that is with Emily C. I believe she's a very fair person, and she's gonna that's what we have planned. Again, it's not confirmed yet, so when it is, I will definitely announce it, and I'm pretty sure that she will announce it as well. But yeah, nonetheless, that's what we have planned, and that will be for another Source and Order special, which we are going to try and make sense of all this. Like I said, the communications that was released by Corey Hopkins. So I believe that is it. Also, if as you know, I said earlier, we do the polls, right? We do the polls in regards to the cases that you want me to take a look at. But if there is any case that I didn't mention or anything like that, go on to the Ketchup Court website and go on suggest the case. The links, I'm gonna post it in the description as well as in the comments box, and pin it so that you guys, if you guys want to suggest any case for me to take a look at and watch, that I've never heard or anything like that, go in, fill in the form. Or if you just want to talk to me for whatever reason or anything like that, message me and give me an email. The info is right there. Anyways, that's all I have time for. Thank you so much, every single one of you, for tuning in. I am looking forward so much to seeing you guys back out next week to continue the coverage of this particular trial. Daria, you have the kindest words. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the show, because I was quite nervous. I mean, she has a great personality, but at the same time, it's kind of out of my comfort zone, because I'm very, if you guys know, I'm very like I don't know what to call myself. Like I overthink a lot. I overthink a lot. I actually thought me and her would clash in some way, not in terms of fighting clash, but personality clash, because I am equally bubbly, but no, we actually mesh each other out really well. I didn't expect that, like, but I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed speaking with her. She's an amazing person. But yeah, anyway, I'll leave it there. Don't want to drag this out for too long. I'll see you guys next week for another episode of Source and Order, where we are breaking down the Monica Sementilli trial further. And I go by the name of Heinz, your friendly neighborhood Ketchup Man, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. Thank you everyone for tuning in for another Ketchup Court live stream. Make sure that you smash that like button, as well as hitting that subscribe button to be notified of our future live streams. We go live regularly, bringing you case updates and recaps of ongoing trials, so make sure you hurry back on the next live stream. We also have more content on the channel that you can binge on. Check out the playlist that we have showcasing all of these contents. Without further, I go by the name of Heinz, your friendly neighborhood Ketchup Man, and I'll see you back in court.